Episode 129, WAKE and RAKE Podcast. Believe Network, Corey Fallon, Senior Social Media Producer, CBS Sports. Welcome. Spencer Ward, Major League Baseball Data and Operations and contributor for the Dodgers Beat. He's back. I'm your host, Danny Vietti. Boys, episode 2 of the new crew. MLB opening weekend is behind us. Episode today is looking ahead. We looked behind and ahead last episode. This episode, we are looking strictly at the 2026 season. Players you don't know yet, but you probably should know before they get really, really good. And we have a guy, Spencer Ward, who's down in Arizona. He's looking at the prospects. He has a pretty good inkling at who is going to be great. Spence, any foreshadowing for your list of players we don't know yet, but you probably should know?
I tried to not go too basic, too top prospect-y, but we'll see how I did.
Did you go in the weeds, Corey, or did you go super chalk?
I got some names you've probably heard of, and then a couple you probably haven't.
Otani, Judge. Trout might break out. Trout is breaking out, apparently. Rolling back the time.
Who expected the breakout of year 16, three-time MVP Mike Trout? No one saw that coming.
I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Opening weekend takeaways. We're going to break down our coolest takeaway, the coolest things we saw from the first opening weekend. We have some wonky stats to break down. I have some pretty deep divey stats on the new automatic ball strike system. Thank you to Fangraphs for putting all that data together. Fangraphs has every statistic for the ABS system, including how many challenges by position, by team, by player. Salvador Perez, a little preview, 4 for 4 on his automatic ball strike system reviews. So he can't catch a strike, he can't frame a strike, and he doesn't take pitches, but apparently the guy knows the zone pretty well. So it's all by design, apparently.
He doesn't get paid to walk.
He does not get paid to walk. Salvador, we were talking about this before we started recording, so there's a reason I'm bringing this up. We were talking about the Hall of Fame resumes for Buster Posey, because rocking the jersey, and we were comparing it with that of Yadi Molina. Well, is Salvador Perez, we're just going to go off the rails real early, is Salvador Perez a Hall of Famer?
That's tough. I feel like his precedent's going to be set with Buster Posey.
Oh, shit.
We got a fire alarm. All of Phoenix,
this is the hottest of takes right here. We literally setting off fire alarms.
All of Phoenix, Arizona was like, no, Salvador Perez is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I feel like Perez's case is going to be, again, influenced by Posey. Because I don't think he's better than Posey. I don't think he's got the resume to stack up with Posey, but it all depends on where he gets in, I think. Personally, I think Yadi's got a better case than Posey. But again, I think Salvi's career is or how Posey's voting history is gonna determine if Salvi gets in. But I mean, very strong case for all three of those catchers.
I think Salvi's at the bottom of that list, though.
Yeah.
So if you were to rank those three, you'd go Posey, Yadi, Salvi in that order.
I'd flip Yadi and Posey.
You're putting
personally.
Yadi at 1. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
I just think, his defensive metrics. I don't have them in front of me, but I feel like he just eliminated stolen bases. Like, you just didn't. There's some famous graphic where it's team stolen bases since Yadi joined the league, and there's stolen bases attempted against 1,000, 1,600, 1,400, and the Cardinals are 600. You just didn't steal against him because you were going to get thrown out. He single-handedly eliminated the game, and I'm sure there's a way to measure it, but he saved how many runs doing that? Just keeping guys on one base and making sure nobody goes anywhere, combined with, he was there 140, 150 games a year and was very good, very decent offensively. And I just think he was a more well-rounded catcher, while Posey had better offensive stats. I think overall Yadi embodied what it was to be a catcher more.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Salvi's been doing it for maybe not quite as long as Yadi. He's probably more in between, more of a Posey comparison offensively, but not near. Defensive. Let's see. Salvi is a 5-time Gold Glover technically, but the baseball nerds do not like Salvador Perez. His framing numbers really, really poor. And the baseball nerds don't like his on-base percentage. career 301 OBP for Salvador Perez. 301 on base percentage.
What does he have, like 250 walks over like his 15 years or something like that? It's minuscule. It's crazy.
271 walks. This is 15 seasons. Granted, there's a couple injury seasons. 15 seasons, 270 walks, 304 home runs for Salvador Perez. It's a really interesting, unique case. It really is. In an era in which on-base percentage has never been valued so high, OPS, that kind of thing. So it's interesting. Anyways, we can move on. The reason we got onto that topic was because Salvador Perez, 4 for 4 on the automatic ball strike system review. That seemed to be the biggest takeaway from the first weekend of the 2026 season is the ABS system. We saw a standoff between the umpiring crew and Eugenio Suarez. We saw a situation in which a ball strike challenge was on back-to-back pitches in Cincinnati. One was won by the catcher, and the second was, I believe, maybe it was not one. Regardless, it was back-to-back pitches. And the impact I'm seeing, I was looking at the numbers, is I think overall the consensus seems to be mostly positive from the first weekend. However, if you look at time of game, and that's obviously been a huge topic of discussion the last couple of years with the new rules, pitch clock, average time of game through the first weekend, albeit a small sample, it's up by 12 minutes on average. So this automatic ball strike system, seemingly, the consensus seems to be positive. But you're sacrificing a little bit more time on average per game. Corey, I'm curious what your thoughts were through the first weekend with the ABS system.
I liked it. I'm more of a purist, a traditionalist, so I wasn't a fan of them bringing it on. I hate the pitch clock, if we're being honest, too. But I think it works well. I think it still keeps the human element there. I like the umpire involvement. It's cool to kind of see umpires and managers and players go at it. That's always an exciting part. But I like the human element of the game. I like the fact that there wasn't really this need to be perfect. There can be a little give and take, and part of the strategy of baseball is, as a pitcher, if the ump's giving you quarter of an inch off the plate, half an inch off the plate, you try to work that and expose that, as opposed to everything trying to be perfect. Or same thing as the hitter. If you know he's not going to call an inside pitch on you, his zone's a little bit more away, you can cheat up in the box a little bit to kind of get where you're going to go. And it's like those little mental chess games that I've always enjoyed, and I feel like the ABS is going to take that away to an extent. But I like how it's working. As for the game times, I mean, again, I don't like the pitch clock. I like being able to watch a game. I like people, not feeling like you're in a rush. If you're at a ball game, you go to the bathroom in between innings, go to grab like a drink or some food, you miss a whole inning while you're there. So I like the whole no clock aspect of baseball. I haven't really been a fan of the pitch clock since it's been introduced, but I do like ABS. I think it's I'm happy with how it's going this year. I hope they leave it the minimal what it is. Like I think it's 2 you get or 2 you can win. So I hope they don't expand on that and make it 4 or 5, because then you're going to see challenges every half inning. I was impressed by it. I think it's going well, and I hope that it stays at the volume they have it at.
Yeah, time of game when the pitch clock was first introduced in 2023 was at 2 hours and 42 minutes. It actually went down to 2 hours 38 in 2024. This last season, it went up to 2 hours and 40. Again, small sample size, but through the first weekend, 2 hours and 48 minutes. So I said it was an extra 12 minutes. That was compared to 2 years ago. It was actually up 8 minutes. So, anyways, Spencer, your thoughts on the first weekend ABS system? You've been probably experiencing this quite a bit. I mean, this has been in the minor leagues for years now, so it's probably just normal stuff for you down there in Arizona, right?
Yeah, they've done it in the fall league the past 2 years, I think. So I've seen it quite a bit out here, and plus in spring training. It seems like teams and players are still a little hesitant to use it, especially early in the game. You can kind of see in their facial expressions are they're kind of questioning a lot at the time until they just right off the bat they do hit their helmet. I do like it. I don't care about the game times really, as long as we're not having 3.5 hour games for 9 innings. That was egregious, but we're at now going up a few minutes here and there. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, the CB Buckner was hilarious. That Reds and Red Sox, that was CB's a character in himself. But yeah, the ABS, I do like it overall. It's you get the two challenges, you win them, you keep them, you lose them. Teams in spring training were losing them in the second inning. It's very funny. I don't see that happening in real games, but so far, early impressions are, I think, positive all around for the most part.
I think the Reds lost their challenge in not the Buckner game. I think the game before they lost both their challenges 5 pitches into the game or something like that. It was something egregiously early where they lost them quick.
I like the chess match. They're like, here's my worry is it seems like fans are intrigued. It's because there's a little bit of suspense to it, right? They're like, oh, there's a challenge. They tap the helmet, and everybody looks at the video board, and everybody seems to be locked in. When is that excitement going to fade away? Because right now it's new, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I want to see what happens here. But I just worry that right now we're in the honeymoon phase, and it's cool, we like it. I wonder when fans are going to eventually be like, okay, let's speed this thing up. This is the 7th ball strike challenge that we've had in the last 3 innings. Let's get things going. That's my only concern. Couple stats from the first weekend, ABS. Only 5 total pitcher challenges. So Spencer, to your point, I don't think, and some teams are telling their pitchers not to because catchers have a better, more unbiased feel of the strike zone. A pitcher is going to think, trust me, I was a pitcher. A pitcher's going to think that everything is a strike. They're completely biased and they don't see the zone objectively. A catcher has a great feel for the zone. So 5 total pitcher challenges through the first weekend. And there are a lot of teams that are telling their pitchers don't challenge. It's not up to you. You don't have an objective, unbiased opinion. Does that make sense? Salvador Perez went 4 for 4 on his ABS challenges. I mentioned that. Mike Trout, he was the best hitter using the ABS system through the first weekend. He went 3 for 4 on his ABS challenges. So even the veteran players are starting to use it. Now, Spence, your point, I agree with you. Maybe not every team is figuring out how to use it, but I will say that every team had at least one through the weekend. There were 4 teams that only used it one time, so maybe those teams are still trying to figure it out. But all 30 did. And who was it? I think it was it was Terry Francona 2 spring trainings ago, and he said, I'm not going to use it.
They didn't use it at all.
Well, Cincinnati used it, so Terry Francona is blowing smoke apparently.
Yeah, Tito didn't use it at all 2 years ago in spring. He just said, nope, not today.
Well, as of the first weekend, Cincinnati used it twice from a catcher's perspective. So maybe Terry's not doing it. Obviously, the manager can't do it, but his players are doing it. So there you go. I'll say this much on the ABS system. I and maybe they had it coming, but I feel terrible for the umpires. They are being exposed on the most public stage possible. Imagine you're sitting at your desk and you make one typo. Let's say you're a business guy and you make a decimal point error, which has to happen all the time, even with AI. And it's everybody stops in the office hey, everybody look up the screen. Johnny in HR, we think he may have made an error, but we're going to put it on the public screen, the public board for everybody to see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to point and laugh at him in case he did get it incorrect. And so I feel bad for umpires because these guys there are exceptions to every rule. Angel Hernandez, he's gone. But these are the best of the best in the world. And these guys are making mistakes that are 1 inch off the plate, 2 inches off the plate, 3 inches off the plate. I mean, they are minuscule errors. And we are now exposing these poor gentlemen on the scoreboard in front of everyone. And now it's turning into sides. It's fans versus umpires, or it's even fans and players versus umpires. And I got to say, I'm not holding the bucket for the Umpires Association here. Okay, I have no horse in that race. But I do feel for these umpires because they make the smallest of mistakes and they're getting exposed on a public stage. It's getting shared. The best performing videos from this weekend from Major League Baseball were ABS challenge type videos. And so these umpires are just, this is a small glimpse into what we're about to experience. And we had umpire reviews that have gone viral the last couple of years on Twitter/X. These umpires are already going through it, and this is only going to exasperate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that the
Works.
right word?
It is now.
I think you know where I was going with it.
I hear your
worry.
point, yeah. I hear your point, but on one hand, it's like, yeah, they're getting mocked, they're getting made fun of. On the other hand, they're making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So if I'm going to be if I'm going to miss a call by 1/10 of an inch and I can still walk home with a pretty hefty paycheck, I don't feel too much sympathy for them. The one thing I did see, I forgot who tweeted it out, but I saw a stat where it was like overturned challenge call percentages by like the top half age group of umpires compared to the bottom half, the youngest. Apparently the top half had like high 60s or low 70s overturn rate, and the younger umpires had like in the 30s, I believe. It was a significant difference of the age group of the umpires and what calls got overturned. So it seemed like the young umps obviously are younger, have a better eye, and have a better grasp on the strike zone, but their calls were overturned a lot less than the older ones. And I'm sure those numbers are going to come into effect at the end of the year meeting when the umpires union meets with Major League Baseball, the Players Association, and that whole bargaining agreement comes together about should there be an age cap on umpires? Should you kick out the lowest percentage? All these issues are going to come up when it says that the younger umpires have been statistically better at calling a zone, calling the new zone, and then being correct with the ABS. So that's something I'd like to see how that plays out for the entire year. Again, obviously a small sample size, but it was just pretty fascinating to see how different the calls were between the umpires' ages.
Hey, Spence, at least down in Arizona with the younger players, I'm guessing the players are for this system, most of them.
Yeah, all of them.
For sure, right? Like, this is more so umpires that are fighting that fight on the other side. Players are like, it's time. Like, this needs to be done.
They're so used to it already. All these kids that play in the fall league or get the opportunities in spring training, they are tapping their helmets up immediately. They are so used to this, and they are all for it.
But does it slow down that pace of play?
It can, because everybody thinks they know the strike zone so well until you hit your helmet and it's 4 inches off the plate or some ball in the dirt, and there's some of them, they're challenging anything they want, and it will be wrong a lot of the times because these kids are 19, 20 years old, and they think they know the strike zone perfectly. And so it can slow the game down, but I mean, it's also part of them learning the game. So kind of give and take.
Fair enough. We can put ABS behind us. We can move forward. It's not going anywhere, but we can on this podcast put it behind us for now. Here's the best thing I saw this weekend, boys. Jared Oliva. He's had a couple cup coffees at the Major League Baseball level. He made the opening day roster for the San Francisco Giants this year. And I was looking into his story, and his background is fascinating to me. So Jared Oliva went to Valencia High School in California. Powerhouse high school baseball team, very, very competitive. But he was only a role player. He was mostly a bench player his junior season. His senior season, he was getting mostly everyday at-bats, but he's hitting toward the bottom of the order. Really was more of a role player. So he hit .245 in his high school career. 0 home runs. Didn't hit a single home run in high school baseball. He was trying to latch on with a college via scholarship, and he's getting some interest here, some interest there, but he wasn't an everyday player in high school, so there wasn't a ton. Well, he ends up going to a prospect camp, a summer showcase out in Arizona. And he has a really nice performance. He hits it off with the University of Arizona recruiting coordinator. Recruiting coordinator calls Oliva's high school coach at Valencia High School. The high school coach told him, and this is a direct quote from Oliva, says, "I told my high school coach about it, and he said he would call the recruiting coordinator who was here at the time. Basically, he said, you don't want this guy. He's not going to play in my program." So the high school coach was, in a way, trying to derail this poor kid's collegiate dreams and career. And that's after already, like Oliva said, like, I think I was good enough to be a starter on this high school team, but the high school coach didn't. So clearly the high school coach and this player, Oliva, just didn't see eye to eye. Well, the Arizona coach was like, dude, like, I don't see that. Like, I see a good kid with a good attitude, and, like, I don't share those same sentiments. So the University of Arizona recruiting coordinator offered him a preferred walk-on spot. Oliva winds up walking on at Arizona, becomes an all-conference player, becomes a Pittsburgh Pirates draft pick, and I think it was the 8th round, signed for $200,000. Pro ball's been a little bit different. He's been part of the organizations with the Pirates, Angels, Mariners, and Brewers, spent 8 seasons in the minor leagues, wasn't really able to find himself a true spot on a big league squad. Again, a couple cup of coffees in the big leagues. Well, finally, here in 2026, Oliva signed a minor league deal with the Giants, and he made the opening day roster. And I personally, that's my favorite part of opening day. We did predictions on our last episode. We can look ahead. We can talk MVP races, all that. That to me is what makes opening day special. Is like stories such as those. Because, yes, the stars of the game are fun to watch. The Otanis, the Judges, the Tarek Skubals, the Paul Skeens. Without a doubt, I was locked in. I was dialed. But those storylines right there just fire me up. A kid that hit 245, no home runs in high school. His high school coach was apparently completely against him, trying to derail his collegiate dreams. And the guy said, fuck you. I'm getting myself a walk-on spot at Arizona. I'm going to go earn my spot with the Pirates, get himself an opening day spot with the Giants now after 8 seasons in the minor leagues, man. That stories like that fire me up. Spence, what was your favorite or coolest takeaway or coolest story from the opening weekend?
You saying that, one that's been on my mind for a while. It wasn't it wasn't real games. It was when Rangers pitcher, Rule 5 draft pick, Carter Baumler got told on the mound that by Skip that he was making the team. That was awesome. That was really cool. And he didn't even take him out of the game either. He just walked out to the mound, random mound visit, and Baumler himself said, I thought he was taking me out. I mean, when does a manager ever come out to the mound and not take me out? But being told right there in front of your teammates that Rule 5 pick, they're never guaranteed to make the team at all. And to be out there and have him come out there and like shake your hand and say, congrats, kid, you made the team. That's awesome.
It's probably my favorite thing about Major League Baseball rosters, having 40-man rosters and having a large roster. Like, you don't see these stories as much in the NBA. You only have 5 starters. You only have a team of 15 people tops. Baseball is a little bit different. You see it in football because rosters are 60+. That's one of my favorite things. Corey, what was your favorite takeaway or favorite coolest item from the weekend?
Well, aside from the fact that, I mean, we're all in agreement the Yankees are winning the World Series after their sweep. The coolest thing I saw happened today. Obviously, a lot of the cool moments, like, players, making their debuts and all these guys betting on themselves and winning. But one of the coolest things I saw today was the Royals home opener. They had Terrence Score's son, Zane, throw out the first pitch in the first game since his passing. Threw a perfect strike to his former teammate Alex Gordon. Just seeing how the city, they've always done a great job of embracing, their stars, whether it be someone as big as Salvi or Hosmer, or somebody who had less of a role as Terrence Score, to always make them feel part of the family and make them not feel forgotten. So to have that moment for the Gore family, I thought was really special. To see the ovation that they got, and then the icing on the cake was just the kid threw a dart. I mean, it was just cool to see. So, terrible what happened, terrible what that family's going to go through, but I'm glad they got that moment to see how loved, their Terrence Gore was to Kansas City.
One other thing I want to add to Joey Weimer for the Nationals. He reached base safely in 10 straight at bats to start the season. That's a cool thing about baseball too. I don't think Joey Weimer would have been on our first guesses to start the season. 10 straight at bats to hit safely. Hey, where are brother? Joey Weimer. Congrats.
Your mean Mercedes out there.
Yeah, he posted to Instagram this last weekend, or maybe it was last week. He's looking. Your Mercedes is looking for a job right now. Just a heads up. He literally posted on Instagram. He said, "Hey, I'm available if anybody needs or has a spot."
He said utility player.
He needs to hire a graphic designer because that looked like something you'd see on like your local town bulletin board or on like a telephone pole just stapled right there.
His agent's phone number is just on the paper today, too.
Yeah, I wonder how much spam he's getting. And the last thing before we move forward is Mike Trout is officially back, which, again, just 353 average through his first 5 games, a 1248 OPS, 2 home runs against Houston, and, again, the best hitter through the ABS system. So that I half-jokingly say that. Like, oh, Mike Trout dominates the ABS, but, like, that is a man who is seeing pitches and is seeing the zone. Like, visualizing, tracking pitches is a huge, huge piece of a confident hitter. Because, like, Mookie Betts, for example, last year just, like, never felt confident in the box. A guy that just didn't seem to have a feel for the zone last year. And Mike Trout, similarly, a lot of it due to the injuries, sure. But, like, a guy that just hasn't had the same confidence in the box. Nothing gives a guy more confidence in the box than having a good feel for the zone. When they know what's a strike, when they know what's a ball. And then not to mention, too, like, he's 9th in sprint speed. Like, this is a guy that hasn't had the fleetest feet due to the back injuries. He hasn't had the athleticism that he once had earlier on in his career. He's 9th in sprint speed. So he still got it. Excites me.
What did he announce he was using this year? Like some ridiculous, like, chamber or some new healing mechanism or something? I don't know. He announced it like he was partnering with somebody for something, and it was like this revolutionary piece of technology that was supposed to like save him. And whatever it is, it's working. So I need him to stay in that, keep doing that, whatever. And I just hope we don't have another, Mike Trout has a great March and then is gone for 70 games scenario like we've had for the past couple of years. So happy to see him back.
And just stay healthy. Weird stats of the week. Freddie Freeman saw 46 pitches this weekend, 0 whiffs. He's the only remaining Major League Baseball player, with at least qualified players, with 0 whiffs. Giancarlo Stanton, he still has the second fastest bat speed despite not having any elbows. That's impressive. Like, the guy literally said he can't open a bag of chips. He still has the second fastest bat speed. That's ridiculous.
Always will.
Big G getting it done.
And the last one I have is the San Francisco Giants are the only remaining team with 0 home runs. I say that sadly. All right, boys. Next block, we'll be talking players you don't know yet, but you absolutely should know. We'll take a little commercial break, catch our breaths. We'll be back in a jiff. Players you don't know yet, but you absolutely need to know, or else you're going to be late to the party. Spence, we'll start with you, buddy. And we're not really talking top prospects quite yet because, I mean, we know the Kevin McGonagalls. We know the Bryce Eldridges of the world. Give me somebody who maybe you've seen down in Arizona, potentially, that we absolutely need to know this guy's name because he's going to potentially break out this season.
I mean, I think you'll know this guy's last name. He's got a famous dad. Third baseman for the Rockies, Kyle Karros.
Oh, see, I thought you were going the Jackson Holiday route. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, Kyle Karros, he's a good ball player. He's still 23 years old. He can hit the ball. He can hit it gap to gap. He's got some pop to get you mid 15 to 20. But playing in Colorado, getting, I would imagine, everyday runway out there, playing third base, solid glove. He can hit you 20 home runs. Maybe not right away, but I mean, he's a very good hitter. He's done very well in the minors, hitting constantly like 300 with 15 to 20, 25 homers. He's very all-around solid baseball player.
A couple of my buddies, I was trying to get some feedback from our first episode, and they're like, it's too mainstream. You guys got to go more in the weeds. I think Kyle Karros is a pretty good start to getting some ball knowledge here. How about you, Corey? Who you got on your list?
It's definitely not as deep of a dig as that. I'm going with a hometown kid, though. The world got a little bit of a taste with him during the postseason last year, but Cam Schlittler, I think this is his breakout year, obviously. I mean, very, very lot of success in his first, limited action last year, like 60-something innings. ERA under 3, dominated fastball, added a new pitch this year, and shut down the Giants on a very, very limited pitch count in his first start of the year. And I do think he's going to get buried and forgotten about once the Yankees get Cole back and once they get Rodon back. So I think he's somebody who I'm sure is scooped up in most fantasy leagues. But if you're listening to this now, get him now. You'll thank me in August. But I think this is going to be his coming-of-age party. I think he'll get Cy Young votes. And then I think, if not next year, maybe within the next 2 years, he'll be a contender.
Boston kid who hates Boston, apparently, too. That's a bold direction he's taken there.
That's just saying, nobody likes Boston. I mean, it's not coming from me. It's coming from Boston guy himself.
We literally have a
Boston shirt right now.
I was gonna say we literally have a Boston Red Sox who is like the face of our podcast here. I be careful what you say.
I would not say that to him, but I'm saying it to everyone else.
I cannot wait for us to have an episode with Middlebrooks and Jake Iggy, who's going to be filling in as a guest for us here on this show, who's a diehard Red Sox fan. And I can't wait to put them in the same room as Corey Fallon.
Corey will be outnumbered.
I've been outnumbered. I've been outnumbered my whole life. But you know what I do better than anyone? I dig my feet in the sand and I hold my ground. I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care if I'm right. I'm there.
That's the problem with Yankee and Dodger fans right there. Is you guys get mob mentality. You never admit when you're wrong because you guys get enough support because you're like, oh, you're a Yankee fan? Yeah, I'll back you. Absolutely. I know you're wrong, but you're Yankee fans. I'll back you.
If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But, you know, I like an argument every now and again.
I do too. My wife hates it. Sometimes if things are getting like a little bit of a dry week, like maybe I'm just getting a little bored, sometimes I'll spark a fight with my wife just for fun. Just to keep the end.
Just for shits and giggles.
For those listening at home, do not do that. It will end terribly for you.
Yeah, Spencer is 2 months away, less than 2 months away maybe, of having a wedding for himself. Do not listen to me and Corey for...
She's not going to listen to this. We're all right.
Okay.
The two most important words I've learned are yes, dear. They go a long way.
How about Otto Lopez? Right. That's my first breakout player this year. Second baseman for the Miami Marlins. You talked about Karros getting an opportunity in Colorado. Lopez should be getting an opportunity in Miami. Not necessarily a full rebuild down there in Miami. They showed a little bit of promise last year, so hopefully they can build on that this year. But Otto Lopez, one stat I always look at to see how one fared in the season prior is you look at the wOBA minus the expected wOBA. Typically, what you want to see is a high negative number. The lesser, if you will, value of wOBA minus your expected wOBA means that you were a bit unlucky. So, for example, this was back in 2023. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had an outrageously negative wOBA minus expected wOBA because he was hitting balls hard on the nose. Exit velocity was up. Barrel percentage was up. But he was hitting it right at guys, right at defenders. He was getting no breaks whatsoever. Similarly, Corey Seager with Texas Rangers, before they eliminated the shift, very similar wOBA minus the expected wOBA. Otto Lopez last year had the sixth highest wOBA minus expected wOBA in Major League Baseball last season, a negative .035 value. 9 outs above average, that puts him in the 90th percentile as a defensive player at second base. A 13.8% strikeout percentage, so he doesn't strike out at a high clip either. Batting average, wOBA, exit velo, barrel percentage were all up compared to his previous season, and his swings outside the zone and strikeout percentage were both down. So all indications, according to his Baseball Savant page, Otto Lopez had a very strong campaign in 2025. By my statistics, with the wOBA minus the expected wOBA, it seems to be trending in the right direction. Otto Lopez is my number one breakout player for 2026. Spence, pass the baton to you.
Yeah, that was a reason I didn't add him, because figured he'd be on here somewhere.
Really? You know Otto Lopez would be on here?
Yeah, I love Otto Lopez. He's awesome.
Spencer just basically said, bro, you don't know ball. Like, that's not even, like, in the week. Like, come on. Like Spencer just basically, just tell me straight up, bro. Like, he used to be straight up with it.
No, I have his teammate on here next.
Ooh, okay. Hit me.
Javier Sanoja.
Yeah, I like that.
Electricity factory from Team Venezuela. He won the utility Gold Glove last year. He played every position except for catcher in right field. He is fantastic anywhere you put him. He won't hit. He might not hit super well. He can, as long as he can stick around maybe 250, get that OPS around close to 700, few homers, but fast as hell. He can hit the ball in the gap, get you a double and a triple, steal you some bases. The dude is super fun to watch play, and he's going to be their utility guy. He won't play every day, but he'll get enough ABs to get you a couple WAR, and very solid out there. Super fun to watch. It's very fun to watch in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, no kidding. Dude, a week prior to the Marlins opening day is, Team Venezuela ended up hoisting the WBC trophy in front of a sellout crowd, raucous crowd, unbelievable. Well, fast forward to opening day, they had a sellout in Miami. Come
Shocker.
weekend time, they had less than 20,000 people at their game. It's just crazy how the same stadium, Miami Marlins usually possess a lot of Hispanic players as well, so they can appeal to that audience. And the attendance in Miami, just not quite what it is when compared to the World Baseball Classic, that's for sure. But
Andy's starting off the year 5 for 7.
there you go.
Starting hot.
And the Marlins have a fun team. Sanoa,
Exactly.
Your Edwards, Agustin Ramirez, so they got
Owen Casey.
Yeah, Owen Casey. Like, they have some fun players. And the starting on the injured list this season, Kyle Stowers.
Yeah.
Breakout year last. Talk about breakout players. My goodness. His breakout year
dog.
last year.
They have so many. You can go Jacob Marcy,
Yeah.
Griffin Conine.
They have a fun team.
Just
Yuri
name 'em.
Perez is going to absolutely. I mean, Yuri Perez is who I wanted to put on this list, but I think
Cy Young list or something. I mean,
Exactly. I think that's kind of that ship has sailed. Like, he's more than just a breakout candidate. Corey,
yeah.
the floor is yours.
I'm sticking in the National League. I'm going to the Central. Reds third baseman Sal Stewart. A little bit smaller of a sample size, but I mean, he's got 70 career at bats, hitting 330. He's hitting 667 this year. Going to compete with playing time, I think, with Suarez a little bit. But I mean, another exciting piece on a fun young Reds team. I don't think they're going to do much this year, but excited to see how Stewart goes. I think he's shown flashes that he can hit the ball. He's a good contact guy. He can drive it a little bit. So excited to see what he can do this year when he gets more of a prominent role on a team.
Reds. Somebody asked me about the Reds earlier, and I'm like, if their rotation could just stay healthy, I would love them. But I don't trust the health of Hunter Green, Chase Burns, Ladola starting the season on the injured. I mean, talk about talent. The team is full of it, but it can't stay healthy.
Best availability is availability.
Amen, brother. Jacob Lopez for the Athletics of West Sacramento. I don't know if I could say that. They're not affiliated with the city. Athletics, Jacob Lopez, Southpaw. They acquired him in the trade with Tampa Bay. He went to the Athletics along with Jeffrey Springs in exchange for Joe Boyle, Will Sampson, Jacob Waters, and a competitive round A draft pick back in 2025. Now, Lopez is not your atypical or prototypical, I should say, high velocity, exciting arm. Jacob Lopez is a little bit of a blast from the past, a guy that hits his spots. His average fastball velocity last year in his rookie year, 90.8. So he's not a guy that's going to blow by guys, but he produces weak contact. Had the same barrel percentage last year, opposing barrel percentage, as Jesus Luzardo and Andres Munoz. Some pretty good arms to be in company with. That along with, he had a 10.4% pop-up percentage last year. Produces a lot of pop-ups, a lot of fly balls. That was good for 13th. You're laughing at my pop-up rate. Don't do it. Don't you dare.
I didn't
don't
know
think I've
pop-up.
ever heard that.
I don't know pop-up rate was a stat.
I've never heard that.
A lot of pop-ups from my guy Jacob Lopez. A lot of pop-ups.
Is that soft contact?
Soft contact. 13th in Major League Baseball among players with 75 or more innings pitched. Yes, we can cherry-pick stats better than anybody at the WAKE and RAKE podcast. Jacob Lopez is my second breakout player. But most importantly is the Athletics have a really good lineup. They're going to need starting pitching this season. Like, they need
Any pitching possible.
And Jacob Lopez, it's a tough ballpark to pitch in West Sacramento. Wind's usually blowing out. It's a small yard. It's a minor league field. But they're going to need him this year without a doubt. Off to you, Spence. Who is your third breakout candidate?
Going more top prospect here, formerly the young Jordan Walker from St. Louis.
I hope you're right.
He has to eventually, right? I
You
mean,
got to. One of these years.
he's still only surprisingly 23.
Former number 2 overall prospect in Major League Baseball.
He's only 23?
He turns 24 in May. He is still so young. The dude is a monster. He is top 5 or top 10 in barrel percentage so far this year. He can hit the living crap out of the ball. He's going to get everyday playing time. The guy, I saw him in the fall league a few years back when him and Mason Wynn were teammates on the rafters, and they were super fun to watch. And Mason Wynn is doing fantastic. Jordan Walker's getting some run here and there, and I hope this is finally the year he turns it around and becomes the star he should be. He's a blast to watch.
Hear me out on this. What if some of these players that struggle with chase percentage and whiff percentage, such as Jordan Walker, last year he was one of the worst in baseball, 35.6 whiff percentage, and his chase rate 34.1, one of the worst in baseball. What if this ABS system provides more confidence for players who are chasing out of the zone? And so these up-and-coming prospects that are struggling with chasing out of the zone, they're not thinking so much about whether it's a ball or strike because they're confident in the strike zone in place. Far-fetched?
I don't think so.
I see logic there.
Maybe I'm chasing just because I really want Jordan Walker to succeed. Maybe.
I would love for him to just be Jordan Walker. He's a stud.
It's weird, dude. You look at his font page, bat speed, 99th percentile, one of the fastest bats in baseball, and then you go down 1 percentile in whiff percentage. Like, it's not hard to see what his struggles are.
I think his biggest thing his whole career is knowing the strike zone because he's a tall dude. He's a big boy, and
6'6".
Those chase percentages and whiff percentages sound a lot like an early Aaron Judge, who was a guy who didn't really know the strike zone at the big league level that well and would chase everything and see a lot of pitches. And then, I mean, given he had the power, but like you see when he locked in and started taking pitches and being able to understand the strike zone more, not only is he hitting 50 home runs, but he's hitting 310, 330. So Jordan Walker, again, if he can tap into finding the strike zone, I think the ABS will help him. Just knowing for certain what his strike zone is and being able to lay off those pitches that he's been chasing, I think is going to help him tremendously.
I mean, he also came up as a third baseman.
Yeah, and where was Aaron Judge when he was 23 years old? Like Jordan Walker, can anybody tell me?
He was a bulldog.
I think he debuted Judge at 23 or 24.
He debuted at 24. I mean, he was playing for.
He was a rail rider, Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
So when Jordan Walker's 23, starting his age 23 season. Aaron Judge at age 23 was starting his season at Double-A. You know what I mean? Like, these prospects are just expected to be blooming when they're 21 years old, or else they're considered busts. That's the way the world works nowadays. It's crazy.
You just got thrown into the outfield and said, "Good luck, kid."
What do you got, Corey?
I hope I don't butcher this name. Munetaka Murakami? Good? Bad?
Good.
Nice. Okay, good.
Well done.
I think people have heard the rumblings that he was supposed to be a superstar, especially after the 2023 WBC. And I think he signed with the White Sox. Everyone kind of forgot about him. Small contract, not a great team. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's not as great as you thought he was going to be. And then he balls out opening weekend, hits the living piss out of the ball. Stat I wanted to bring up earlier, but never got around to it. He's one of 3 players with a home run in his first 3 career games in MLB history. And funny enough, 2 of them happened this weekend in Murakami and Chase DeLauder. So it was interesting. And then Trevor Storer is the other one for those keeping track at home. But just watching him, the whole concept was he struggled with the fastball. He couldn't hit the fastball. The upper velocity of Major League was going to torment him. Didn't really look like that at all. I mean, he looked very comfortable with his at-bats. He looked like he was in control. And then when he squares up a ball, the thing fucking goes, man. It carries. He squares it up. It ain't coming back. So if he gets comfortable, he starts to really figure it out, and he starts to, again, keep hitting the ball hard. I think the White Sox are going to be looking at a bargain deal.
Very good series for Murakami. Not a great series for the White Sox.
Checks out.
They got their asses kicked.
Is Murakami going to be the new Tungsten Armo Doyle meme? He's going to start. He's going to start doing all these things, and the White Sox lose by 70.
Nah, it's just going to go back to Trout because Trout's balling out again for the Angels.
True.
Mike Trout hits 3 home runs as the Angels lose 12-5, 12-7.
I was so anticipating them losing that. When he hit his first home run, they went up 1-0 in the 7th. I was anticipating them losing like 5-1.
Whoever created the Tungsten Arm O'Doyle tweet, like, that guy should have a patent. Like, the amount of revenue that is probably being made across media companies off of his one tweet, like, dude, he should be getting some sort of currency for that. Third guy on my list. If either of you tell me you have Joe Boyle of the Tampa Bay Rays on your list, I will rage.
Thought about it.
You did not think about it, Spencer. No.
I was going through the pitching and I was like, I like Joe Boyle.
Tell me right now why you had Joe Boyle under consideration.
He throws hard.
He throws hard. Yes, he
throws
does.
hard.
Throws very hard.
He'll strike some dudes out.
He was sent from the Athletics over to the Rays, and
that's literally why.
Trade. 6'8", 250 pounds. Get this. I know we don't talk spin rate as much nowadays. You got the sticky substance; they're gone. But the 12th highest fastball spin rate last year amongst pitchers with minimum 30 innings pitched. Super high spin rate, super big body. His average fastball miles per hour 98.5. Over his career, 121 and 2/3 innings pitched at the big league level, 133 strikeouts. So more than one strikeout per inning. Here's his issue: 73 walks in those 121 innings pitched. So his problem has been control. It's not stuff; it's controlling that stuff. Opponents have hit 214 in his career. So again, he's getting guys out when he's throwing strikes. It's throwing strikes that's the problem. Well, this season, he's added some pitches to his repertoire. He added a sweeper, a sinker, and holding on base runners has been an issue for him because for him to produce all that power at that big of a body, runners are just running all over the place. He added a slide step this year. That's huge for being able to control the run game. He's an older guy now. Like, he's no longer this younger, exciting arm. He's now, I think, 26 years old. Big body. They're just waiting for him to finally figure out how to use that body, I guess. Since we are running...
What's his pop-up rate?
I could tell you his pop-up rate.
Boyle kind of reminds me of like a Pete Fairbanks to an extent.
When I was making this list, I said, like, I physically... It's not fair to not include a Tampa Bay Ray. Because the Tampa Bay Rays probably, kind of like the Miami Marlins, I mean, it makes sense. They're now president of baseball operations for the Marlins. Used to be with the Rays. So there's a little bit of connection there. Like, they find pitchers with weird arm slots that throw 99, like, just more than any team in baseball. That's what Tampa does. I'm shocked they didn't find Tyler Rogers.
Good old Joe Boyle.
Joe Boyle, breakout candidate. Now, we are running a little short on time, boys, because I want to get to our final game, which is this player still playing, to wrap things up. Maybe we'll just do a little honorable mention, rapid fire, round table. Spence, we'll start with you. Rest of your list.
I had two guys. Starter now for the Pirates, Carmen Majinski, and Chase Mydroth of the White Sox.
Corey, how about you?
I wouldn't say he's a young guy, but I think he's not really that unwell known. I was going to say Yandy Diaz, just based on the start he's having. I feel like you don't really hear that much about him, but he's hitting like 600. I think he's got like leading MLB in hits this year. Obviously won the batting title last year, but I think he's going to have a better year this year, and not too many people care about him. And the other guy I had on my list, we mentioned him earlier, was Joey Wiemer. I was just going to bring him up for the sole fact that he had the 10 straight plate appearances with a reaching base throughout the season, which I think is the most in MLB history with Delgado. So those are the guys I was going to bring up. And Spencer Jones, of course, but, we all know how good he is.
I had Evan Reifert, another reliever for the Rays, last year at AAA. 51 strikeouts and just 29 innings pitched. It's ridiculous.
Gross.
Owen Casey, who Spencer mentioned with the Marlins, and Dylan Beavers of the Baltimore Orioles could be a good role player for Baltimore. We will catch our breaths. Final game we will play. You will want to stick around for this one. Is this player still playing? Pablo Sandoval? Is he still playing? We're going to find
Staten
out.
Island Ferry Hawks as of last year.
Right after this. Is this player still playing? Welcome back. WAKE and RAKE Podcast, Believe Network. Final game we're going to play today. Spencer and Corey are going to have a little bit of a competition here. I have 10 players. You're going to know these names. I guarantee you are going to recognize these names. These are MLB players. A lot of them were All-Stars, Gold Glovers, Silver Sluggers. but is he still playing? Could count. Little rules. We are not talking KBO. We are not talking any international leagues. Not the Mexican League. I think we talked your mean Mercedes already. We are not talking anything outside of Major League Baseball. We are strictly speaking Major League Baseball and minor league baseball. So, I have 10 names. Each of you will get 5. Whoever has the most correct answers wins the competition. Corey, you will go first. The first player on this list, is this player still playing? Craig Kimbrell.
Does minor league count?
Sure does.
I'm 99% sure the Mets signed him at some point this offseason.
Ding. Craig Kimbrell is still playing. He accepted an assignment down with the AAA Mets. Yes.
Shout out Frank the Tank for one of his rage tweets when they signed him.
Over to you, Spencer Ward. This man certainly played for your franchise along with the majority of other franchises. Rich Hill. 46-year-old Rich Hill. Is he still playing in Major League Baseball?
No, but I think he said he's not fully retiring.
Impressive. Incredibly impressive. Spencer knows ball, dude. This guy just knows it. Yeah, he specifically said he hasn't signed with the team, but he is not officially retired yet. So he is, and he got picked up in season last year as a 45-year-old.
Whoever needs innings.
He's going to give some team the best 5 innings over the summer.
If a 45-year-old, 46 now player providing innings for a team isn't reason enough to trim the season from 162 games down to something less than that, I don't know what is. Corey,
I hope you were this upset when the Phillies or Rockies are throwing Jamie Moyer at 49, throwing 78 miles an hour down the middle.
Different time. Aaron Sanchez, former All-Star with the Toronto Blue Jays, is he still playing?
Oh boy, that's a name I haven't heard in a while, which makes me concerned. No, but I do not feel confident in that answer.
We have our first incorrect answer. Aaron Sanchez is still playing. He is actually making a comeback with the Kansas City Royals this year. He is with AAA Kansas, or the AAA affiliate.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
So 1 point for Corey, 1 point for Spence. Spence to take the lead. Is former Cubby slugger Patrick Wisdom still playing?
Yeah, he got picked up somewhere by I want to say the Mariners.
Ding, ding, ding. Nailed it. Patrick Wisdom. Dude, Wisdom had nearly 30 home runs. What was it? 3 straight seasons with Chicago. Then he went over internationally. He played, I think it was the KBO maybe. Mm-hmm. Dominated. 28 home runs in 2021. 25 home runs in 2022. 23 home runs in 2023. Now his batting average, not great, but who cares about batting average nowadays apparently in Major League Baseball?
Dude strikes out all the time.
A lot. Back to you, Corey. Jesse Chavez.
Braves GOAT, Jesse Chavez.
Indeed.
If I'm correct, he's a coach of the Giants now. I think.
Bullpen coach with San Francisco Giants. But I made this point a little while ago. You're telling me this guy's not going to pull a Phillip Rivers in July when they need a couple innings out of the pen. They need a spot starter.
My favorite thing in the entire world is, like, you look at Jesse Chavez's stats through the back end of his career. He had like a 15 ERA with every other team in baseball and like a 2.2 with the Braves. So I could honestly see him just like take it, like somebody gets hurt, he just grabs a glove, warms up, gives you 84 miles an hour with like that sweeper or whatever he has, goes back inside, then goes back out coaches.
Dude, I say this half jokingly. All right, San Francisco has a series against Atlanta in July. Oh, shoot, we just lost a guy due to elbow tendonitis. Oh, no, we just lost a guy because he slipped in the shower and hurt his thumb. Who are we going to call up from AAA? Oh, wait, we have Jesse Chavez as our bullpen coach. Let's sign him to a one-day contract. He goes out there and gives you a spot start for 3 or 4 innings. He throws his arm out. Who cares? He's already in uniform.
I want him to be the first player coach since like Pete Rose.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
The Giants can't use some bullpen help later? Like,
absolutely could. Yeah.
He's going to answer the bullpen phone and be like, oh, me? Sure.
Back to you, Spencer. Speaking of the Atlanta Braves, not quite an Atlanta Braves legend, Charlie Morton.
No, I think he retired.
He is no longer playing. That's correct. So
I don't know if he said he retired, but
Spencer has 3 points. Corey, you have 2. It's going to be a hell of a comeback, if at all. Mark Canha, Oakland Athletic legend. Is he still playing?
I don't know where, but I did see him recently sign a deal somewhere. Couldn't tell you where, though, but I remember him getting picked up.
Spence, you want to take a crack at that one?
I think it's the Rangers.
Nailed it. Texas Rangers, AAA. He was trying to vouch or trying to play for a spot on the big league roster. Didn't quite make the cut, so he accepted a outright to AAA.
Hit by pitch legend Mark Canha.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of legends, Liam Hendriks, Spencer, is he still playing?
He just got released. Did he go back to the Twins and then get released? I don't know if he's like re-signed or.
The latest, I'll give you the correct answer. Yeah, so he is still playing, but hasn't retired. He was released by the Twins. He was with them in spring training. So yes, former All-Star, former Cy Young candidate as a reliever, Liam Hendriks.
Yeah, I didn't think I saw him get picked back up. But
Cancer survivor, man, I root for that guy. All right, Corey, it all comes down to this, brother. If you can get this one correct, it keeps the pressure on Spencer.
Last question's worth 50 points, right?
Yeah, as long as it's the same for him, right?
Nah, he's got 5.
Former Gold Glover with the Chicago White Sox, Yolmer Sanchez. Is he still playing? Oh, boy, we saved the good ones for the end, didn't we?
Yolmer Sanchez.
I can see Spencer over there using his keyboard like, is Yolmer Sanchez still playing?
I feel like you left the most obscure for last, knowing that they're not playing. I feel like he's playing international, but not in the States.
Is that your final answer?
The way you say that makes me think no, but I'm going to trust my gut and say yes.
Spencer, take a crack.
I swear I saw him play in spring. I don't remember where.
Yolmer Sanchez is still playing. He's with the Los Angeles Angels.
I was going to say the Angels.
No.
I swear I saw him in the lineup, and I was like, no way.
Gold Glover. My favorite Yolmer Sanchez moment is, I forget who it was. Might have been Luis Robert. Hit a walk-off home run, and they were celebrating at home plate. And Yolmer Sanchez, usually they dump the Gatorade on
on himself, right?
Puts it on himself.
Amazing gift. Amazing gift.
Then he also did it when it was like pouring rain and.
Yeah, dude love to be wet.
Good clubhouse guy. Just for poos and goos, Spence. Brandon Drury, is he still playing?
Yeah, he was one of the 50,000 just random dudes with the White Sox, I think.
Correct division, wrong team.
I don't remember. Was it the Guardians?
Maybe he was with the White Sox during spring training, but he got picked up. He's with Kansas City now. They're AAA affiliate.
It was Kansas City, okay. Yeah, they had a bunch of random dudes in there.
They sure did.
Just the AL Central for you.
Literally.
I was thinking about that. When we did predictions last week, I didn't have the Guardians in my playoff picture, and I didn't have the Brewers, and it's going to come back to bite us all.
It's not. The KC's winning that, baby. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I had Brewers as a wild card.
Did you? Good. Because every year we look up, and it's like, oh, here's Cleveland. They're not. There's nobody on paper that impresses you, but here they are. It's a miss on our part.
Nope.
All right, boys, that was fun. That was a great episode. We will continue to churn out the best of content across the baseball podcast world. WAKE and RAKE Podcast. Corey Fallon, Spencer Ward. Congratulations on your victory today, Spencer. Corey, let's be better. A little bit more ball. A little bit more ball knowledge when you come back on this show, okay? Or
how dare I not know where Aaron Sanchez is still playing?
Or else Middlebrook will tear your ass up.
I can't wait to go one-on-one with Middlebrooks. Especially when the Sox are so far down in the standings.
We will hope to get Willie on the pod next week. He's on the road. He's in Houston. We'll hope to have him on the podcast next week. Thank you all for tuning in. Believe Network episode 129, WAKE and RAKE Podcast. We will speak to you soon.